So soon after Balakot, I wrote a piece in War on the Rocks where I suggested that India, with Balakot, did not establish general deterrence against Pakistan. My argument was that the sort of traditional mechanism of deterrence that India used with the Balakot strike, which is imposing a cost on the adversary to convince it not to attack again, would not work against Pakistan, because Pakistan is an extremely highly resolved actor. Some would argue, and have argued, that Pakistan is a literally irrationally resolved actor, because no amount of cost imposition will dissuade it from its India strategy. But cost imposition by India has not worked throughout the history of India-Pakistan relations. Throughout many wars, with the possible exception of a brief interlude following the 1971 war, where India cleaved Pakistan in half, when that was the level of cost imposition required to temporarily change Pakistani preferences. Aside from that, the cost imposition is not a real plausible option for India. But with Balakot, India did try, I think, to use deterrence in a couple of other ways. It crossed thresholds that previously it had not crossed, both vertically, meaning it used an airstrike, which it previously did not do, and it crossed a horizontal threshold, meaning it struck Pakistani territory that was not in Kashmir, but in Pakistan proper. And it raised, quite deliberately, I think, the risk of escalation. Both of these were crossing thresholds and raising the risk of escalation were ways that India sought to deter future Pakistani action. Now, in the crisis itself, this may have gotten Pakistan's attention and helped to prompt Pakistan to move towards de-escalation. But my concern is that in the longer term, that action in that crisis will create dangers in the future. It will have raised Pakistan's concerns that its nuclear threat didn't deter India. So Pakistan will feel compelled to do more next time, to find something else to do next time to deter an Indian punishment, or at least to deter any escalation in India's punitive strategy. In that same War on the Rocks piece, I said that there was this showed a new crisis escalation paradox at play. This is a reference to the stability-instability paradox, which predicts that in any sort of nuclear deterrent relationship, there's going to be a greater chance of low-level subconventional or conventional conflict. This new paradox, I would suggest, similarly predicts that in this situation of a nuclear deterrent relationship, each side is incentivized to take more and more risk next time. So you get this competitive risk-taking dynamic, with each side concerned that it didn't sufficiently deter the other side last time, and so it needs to do something more, something different, something more, something riskier next time. The danger is that even though the logic of manipulating risk and elevating risk may work purely in the sense of deterring the adversary, the danger is that this dynamic is subject to all the challenges of deterrence that we spoke about before, right? The danger of chance, the danger of misperception, the danger of domestic pressures all raise the risk that things can get out of hand and that you lose control of a situation that you think you may be able to control.
If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the Pulwama-Balakot crisis, please check out the other videos in our special series and go to stratlearning.org to enroll for free in our online courses.